What up, peeps? Welcome to the Podcast. I'm your host, John Telewa, aka the Kiss Bandit. And in this show, we explore the key elements that shape our fulfilling existence. From health and well-being to financial success, meaningful relationships, and the pursuit of happiness. We cover it all. Our guests include experts, professionals, and everyday individuals who have remarkable stories to tell. Tune in to learn practical tips, gain valuable insights, and discover strategies for personal growth and transformation. Whether you're seeking to improve your health, build your wealth, enhance relationships, or find lasting happiness, we got you covered. Welcome to today's episode. Another amazing episode with a very, very special guest that I've been waiting to interview for now.
Yeah.
Years. Just like, okay, I'm sorry, my schedule is just too busy. I can't do it this time.
Literally
I'm
put
like,
it
what?
in the calendar from, I think, when was it, like November?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm free on like this date.
But anyway, now introduce yourself before we just jump straight to it because I have so many questions. We have a lot of catching up to do as well. So.
Okay, perfect. Well, my name is Jemimah and I'm based in the US, previously in Australia, and obviously I'm Kenyan as well. So yeah, nice to be here finally. Thanks for having me.
Nice intro. Thanks for coming to the show, by the way. Long time coming, so at least we're finally doing it.
Finally.
So now, crazy enough, do you remember the last time we saw each other?
I want to say yes. Yeah. I think it was Hakuna Matata. I don't remember what year that was, but that was
2014.
Like 2014. That
was. It's on your Instagram. That's 2014.
It's on my Facebook too.
That's crazy. That's 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
But do you remember the conversation we had at Hakuna Matata? No, but we were not sipping or anything, were we?
No, because we were there so early. Like, it was like sunset. Like, it was like during the day.
Taking pictures,
we
just
took
vibing.
So many pictures, vibes. It was really nice.
Miss those days, man.
I know. Like, what happened to that place? Like, the People's Park?
Listen, I don't even know.
It was such a vibe.
I don't even think I've ever been there back again ever since that time.
What?
Crazy. But I remember you were telling me that, you know what? I can't wait to leave this country. Just want to leave this country.
Oh,
that's the conversation we were having.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
I think I was ready because shortly after is when I left.
Yeah.
And that's when my travels began.
I was like, wait, she was serious actually. Because, everybody says that. And then I'm just like, here's another person saying it again. But you actually left and, you just didn't look back. You've been doing like a lot of things.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I miss home. So home is always where like the heart is. Yeah. I think at that point I didn't realize, but like I wouldn't change anything. Like I feel like seeing the world and like going to different places has like shaped me to be who I am today. So like very grateful. But home, I love it with like everything.
Really?
I love it with everything.
Because you always make sure you kind of come back every year, I think, right?
As much as I can. As much as I can. I wish I could do more.
Okay, so now, what exactly did you go... When you're going outside, were you specifically going to study or you had like other plans and then just studying came as a by the way?
No, so at the time I was going for uni. So that was Australia for like my undergrad. Yeah. And then just tried to push.
Wait, what were you studying?
Tourism.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Or was that your decision from like the get-go?
It's like my passion. Like I knew I wanted to study like this.
Is anyone from like your family background who's done it? Or
no, my mom's a lawyer, like high-end advocate, like fully respected. And growing up, everyone's like, "Oh, are you gonna be a lawyer like your mom?"
Yeah.
And I was like, because I feel like we were raised in like a society that's like, oh, if you're not like a doctor, an architect, or this, like, so it's like tourism. What are you gonna do with tourism?
How are you gonna pay your bills? The first question.
Yeah, and I was like, I just want to do something I love. Like, I want to do something just to do something. So, I mean, thank God, like, my mom was like the most supportive. Like, she was like, yeah, go ahead, do what you love.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then now, like when you're studying, so specifically, is Australia like the best place to study that, or really?
Oh, no.
Or like, how did you just come by picking Australia instead of like any other countries?
Honestly, like I'd actually signed up to go to USIU. Like I think I'd gotten accepted, and I think I even had a start date. And then somehow, like I think I was even on the way back from USIU with like my, I don't remember what it was, like some documents. And my mom just goes like, you should just look into Australia. Like you should just look into like abroad. And then I was like, okay, like I literally was so ready to like be in USIU like the next week.
Because your friends, other people that you know probably.
And I was like, okay. And then I just started looking up like tourism degrees in Australia. And then I wanted somewhere warm. I knew that. So I went to Bond University, which is like in the Gold Coast, which is like a really warm, it's kind of like the Miami of Australia, I'd say, to some extent. And yeah, I just applied, I got accepted, and it was so quick. Like I remember that process being like, I think 2 weeks. And as soon as I got my visa, I promise you I was on a flight like the next
almost
day.
Immediately. like I'm gone.
I'm gone.
No, I remember, like I specifically remember you saying that, and I was just like, is it like just fed up with the country? Because I think when I met you, I think you were 18.
Probably younger.
No way. No, come on. No way. First of all, I know my math properly. Hold on. Then you were 18. And then I think I saw you posting
your Twitter account.
Hold on. Because I have like this memory where I can't. What is this? No, not now. Okay, so hold on. If I saw you posting something on Instagram saying my 24th birthday and that's 4 years ago.
And no, I don't.
Wait.
You're trying to calculate my age. Just
ask. No. I won't ask. Wait, but you're still young. I know you.
I want to believe so.
You can talk. Can you talk about your age or no?
Yes, I'm okay to talk about my age.
So I know you're past 25, but you're not 30. That I know of. Or am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
It's exactly.
So funny how you
see.
I'm 28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think by math is actually
so
accurate.
I think that
you graduated 4 years ago.
From my master's or my undergrad?
Shit. Your master's. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You see, I have my facts straight. Okay. So I'm guessing why I'm asking that, it's because like if you're probably, if you're 18 or 7, wait, you're 18 or 17?
I was like about 17 because when I left the country, I was like just 18, I think. Just
really?
18. Yeah. Like.
So how comes you're like really, because I remember you telling me like, I really want to leave the country. So how comes, is it like you're fed up or just like you really needed to pursue like,
I think
whatever it was like
from
at
what
that
I remember, like at that time,
the hunger was serious.
I think I was just like over the same sort of cycle. Like I think like the friends that I had at the time, like I just felt like we weren't really growing, and I don't think I was like living to my full potential. And I felt like it was so hard to not like to sort of like remove myself from it unless like I fully remove myself from it. Like, yeah, it just felt like so repetitive and no growth. So I was like, I need to get out of here.
But you know why I'm saying that? It's because at 17, not so many 17-year-olds are thinking like that. That's what I mean. Yeah. Because most 17-year-olds, they really do want to be around their friends. They don't want a change of routine. In fact, if anything, you introduce something different, they're just like, come on, man. Bro. They just want to chill with my friends.
I think I was going out from a very young age as well. So I think like by the time I was like that age, I was like...
You have siblings?
No, I'm the only child.
Okay, then that's why. That's why, because your drive is slightly a bit different.
You think so? Like you think it's different?
I think it makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense, because any other 17-year-old would just be like, they really want to hang around their friends, comfort zone.
Oh, no.
But I'm just guessing, even for me at 17, I was thinking of going where?
What are you
if
doing
anything, at 17, I'm being asked like, yo, you need to go. And I'm like, no, I'm chilling. I want to be here. And even like with people that I've brought and they're younger, that's the same thing. They just want to be around their friends. they're scared of like exploring new things, especially going to a completely new country. Currency is different, lifestyle is different.
It's hard.
Food is different.
It's so hard.
So let's talk about like now you land in Australia. How's like just your personal experience touching down and just trying to adjust to from like what you're used to in Kenya?
Yeah, so that was like my first time really leaving the country. Like I'd been to Tanzania like just through like Namanga and stuff like that. But so this was like my first like, you know, and I was all by myself. Like I literally got on the plane by myself, cried through the whole plane, and I was
crying.
Like,
you asked like, for it. Why were you crying?
No, in good way, like good crying.
Oh, like you know, I was like, home.
I want to build my life. Like I want it to be like this and this. I really want to focus on myself. Like I want to give, you know, like religion was like really big on my list at that time. I was like, I really want to give it like a full.
Okay, we'll get to it. Okay, hold on. Okay, go on. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry
like
for interrupting.
No, that's fine. I was like, I really want to give it like a full, like wholehearted. Like, let me explore everything that's truly like me. And so that's why I cried. Like, it was very much like the birth of Jemimah. So as soon as I got there, like obviously, like it's like culture shock. Like, oh my god, there's trams. There's like, it's just so different. I'm like, oh, I can't remember. Like, I remember thinking, oh, these buildings are so huge. Like, and and then the journey began there, and like I obviously went to school and made some friends, and just adjusting.
Was it easy like making friends? Because you know, like you're completely you look different, you talk different.
Yeah, and
everything you're used to is probably like just.
And in my uni, there's not a lot of Black people, let alone like Africans. Like,
I thought so too.
So it was weird to feel like that different. I'd never felt that way before. But eventually you adjust. Like eventually you find your balance.
Yeah.
And that's just through like doing things that you like. Like I started playing tennis. You know, I'd try go to the beach whenever I could, and
I'm guessing school projects, maybe.
School projects, classes,
assignments.
Oh, don't remind me of those. I don't like those.
Was the course fun, especially considering you're coming from a country where like tourism is like crazy? Like that's just like one of our, and I'm just thinking like everybody else who's there and studying something similar. I'm guessing everybody's just like Kenya. Kenya is like one of the places that we've just had and we'd want to explore, or it's not that exciting to them.
Specific people, I think it's very subjective. There's people like that would romanticize like Europe or like different parts of the world. But I think everyone or a lot of people are fascinated by like safaris. Like that one, you'll get that a lot. But mostly like they'll be like South Africa. Because like I feel like the perception they'll be like, oh, it's not safe. Like that's what like I hear.
Where in Kenya?
Yeah, like they'll like
they say Kenya is not safe.
It's like very ignorant. I know. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. I know we're on red alert thing. If you're trying to send money or receive money through Western Union, that shocked me. I was just told like, you know, receiving money is like we're on the red alert list or something. And I was just like,
that's probably because of scamming though.
Hey, come on, listen. If I mention Nigeria and Ghana, that's a whole different story.
But everywhere has its own version of it. That's the thing. Like
no, but listen, I mean, and it's not like, you know, me picking on people, but, you know, India, Nigeria, and which other country?
Yahoo Boys.
Yeah, and it's just because, like, you also have to understand, like, these are countries that have, like, some of, like, the largest population.
Yeah.
And I understand why people tend to go into scamming. It's because, like, first of all, India, the population of India, crazy. Population of Nigeria, crazy. And in the same countries, the opportunities are not as much as you should expect. So even like the biggest slums, the biggest poor population. Yeah. So listen, if all my friends are scamming, the only thing I can do is what? Scamming. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just because of the country's situation. So unfortunately. So I was shocked when Kenya is there because Kenya may be like a few terror attacks here and there, occasional.
But that's not even our fault.
I mean, but I'm just saying, I thought we were actually like one of the countries that you can consider.
I think like the perception, like from my experience when I first went to uni, is not even like in that sense. It's just that a lot of like adverts of like Kenya or Africa on like the news or like let's say in shopping malls is like just showing how poor, you know, Africa is, or like you need to donate like, you know, to the starving children of Kenya or like, you know, so I think, you know, it's ingrained in people's heads, like even kids, like there's a time I was teaching Sunday school and like where are you from? And I was like, Kenya. And I was like, oh, you know, the kids are so honest.
Oh yeah, they don't know how to lie. They don't know how to lie.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, like, you know, how are you here? You know, mommy and daddy, we give money to like, you know, the kids in Africa. And it's so, I was just like, I don't know how we're gonna have this conversation.
That's crazy. But I hope maybe with time, I don't know if with time things have changed, because like now, and I think that's why the best thing also is like Nigerians have really pushed like the arts out there, and people are more receptive to like what's going on in Africa. So I have to give them credit for that.
Absolutely. From like the time I moved there to here, I think there's significant change, like progress.
Okay, and then when you're in school, like with the kind of visa you get as a student there, or I don't know what kind of visa they provide for you, like could you do like part-time jobs, or like how did you adjust to like, you know, making like some extra cash here and there?
Yeah, I mean, Australia is amazing because they do let you work part-time with the student visa. So
you can work?
You can work part-time, yeah. So you have limited hours, but like the minimum wage in Australia is amazing. So you...
Hold on. When you say amazing, we want to hear numbers. Come on, you just don't say that and then you leave us just...
I don't want to say the exact number because I actually don't know what the exact number is. But I
roughly estimate.
I want to say like maybe $18 to $20. So everyone earns per hour. So you earn more than that. Like if you work like let's say at McDonald's at like 16, it might be a little bit lower than that because of your age. And then like
even at 16 you can work?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So then as long as you're like I think 18 and above, then it's like proper minimum wage, like $18 to $20. So that's generally quite good. Like Australia's amazing.
No, I mean, I'm just guessing. It sounds good. And also like another thing is when you say you're limited to certain hours, because of course as a student you can go crazy and just work 24 hours.
Why would you even want to go to class when you're making money? Exactly. Like, let me go collect my money.
So how many hours are you limited to as a student?
I think it was about 20 a week.
20 a week. So in a day you would push like 3 or 4?
Something like that.
3 or 4.
Depending. You could do them like all in a weekend, for example, or depending on like your like class schedule. Like for example, you might have like Monday and Tuesday off and decide to work then. You just play around with it. And every semester was different, like with classes.
But the school provides everything else. Like once you pay like your fee, like you have food, accommodation and all those things, or no? No?
No.
What? Yo, parents, you hear that? Yo, parents. These parents who keep saying, Australia. Okay, there you go. So tuition doesn't involve like things like...
It does not.
Wow. Okay, and then is it crazy? Because I like, you know, like on my podcast, I balance things. And a lot of people are always curious and just trying to know.
Absolutely.
And the crazy part is like, if you don't know information, I've heard people talk about some things and then I always ask them like, do you have any idea, like, you know, like let's say when somebody comes and then they say like, I want my kid to go to
Australia.
To not even Australia. Let's start from Kenya. Like, is it Brookhouse?
Yeah.
And then I ask them like, okay, that's good, but do you know how much the fee is like per term? And then they say they don't know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you have no idea how much it's gonna cost
but you want it.
But you do want it. Do you have any idea of?
I can't imagine what it's like right now.
It has to be like it's close to M's.
I went to Brookhouse for a year.
Listen, I'm just saying, but I'm just saying like it's good always at times to discuss numbers. Yeah. Because we're not talking about like, you know, we're not talking about your finances. Yeah. We're talking in general.
Okay, so like I feel like tuition was per like the subject that you enroll in. So like honestly, I want to say for my uni, it was something like I think it was like 4,000 a class, and then you needed 4 classes per semester. You did 4 classes per semester, and honestly, I don't know if those numbers are accurate.
No, we're just talking.
It was a while ago.
No, that's just estimates, and people can actually still go and do their homework.
Yeah, and it might change since then.
Exactly.
But so like accommodation was like $290 a week, like $290 Australian dollars a week. But that's a house share. That's a house share. So we used to do a lot of house share, especially like students. Like you go on like a site that was like flatmates.com or something, and then you find someone and then
find somebody who's looking for like a roommate,
housemate. A housemate.
So like a 2BR, I'm guessing, or
2, you can find 3. There was people who were doing 5. I was like, too many people.
It's too many. So $290 per week. Wait, and
that was at the time. I know it's gone so much higher than that now.
No, but I'm just thinking. So rent is paid there per week, or
I mean, yes, it's charged by the week. You can pay weekly or fortnightly or monthly. But
you have a choice to.
Yeah, it depends on like your agreement with them. Like you could just be like, okay, I'll just pay monthly, or I'll pay fortnightly, depending on how you want to do it.
And then food. What's the food situation when you're a student? Do you cook or you eat out?
Cook. Mostly cooking. Eating out, my budget could not allow me to eat out.
No. I'm guessing it has to. Is it expensive to buy food outside?
It was like a occasional thing.
Oh yeah.
Like you're not just like whatever.
Let's go eat out. You can't
on
do
my
that.
budget. That was my there was other students that were quite well off, and I don't think they ever cooked.
But I'm guessing now, and remember, like we're still talking about you learning there like at 17, 18, right?
Right.
So even adjusting to all those serious responsibilities at 17, by the time you're coming back to Kenya, even if you're 21, 22, you do realize that all your other friends who are your age mates, your thinking level is like over here, and everybody else is like...
Which was hard to adjust to, because I felt like I had outgrown people, and it was so hard to explain that. Or
it's
like,
hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It's like, I don't, like, I'd hang out, like, I'd come home and I'd, like, hang out with certain people, and I'm like, I don't think we're going to hang out again. So.
And even forget that. Like, now the conversations, when you start talking, and you're like, oh, Lord.
Yeah.
And then you're happy but sad at the same time, because now you would want to have the same conversation with them, but there's nothing you can say to them that can be relatable.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything you can talk to them about that can even...
Yeah, to some extent. The one thing that really hurt me, honestly, was like seeing people still stuck at the same place for years and years and years. So like, I've been away for... I want to say like 9, almost 10 years now.
You've been away for 10 years. I'm telling you that.
Okay.
I know.
Okay, fine.
I fact-checked in the morning when I was just doing my research. It's 10 years.
Okay, so 10 years
Because
ago.
Hakuna Matata, 2014.
Okay,
and
2024.
Now it's 2025. In fact, it's close to 11 years.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, like there's people, honestly, that even the last 10 years have still been doing the same thing.
Right
so that,
now.
Yes. So that hurts me. Like, because I want to see the best in everyone. Like, I want them to grow, and it's like still doing the same thing.
And the crazy part is like, I know, like, even once you grow in a different to a different position, you'll realize, like, even with friends, even if you want to pull them along, impossible.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
I feel like you've experienced the same thing.
What?
Though. Yeah,
crazy.
I feel like you have like ambition, like you've like set up your own like stuff, and you're like always like trying to learn.
I'm always on the go, forcing myself in positions.
Yes,
and you can only imagine doing it independently.
Yes,
not even through a company or anything.
Yeah,
crazy. And everybody looks at you like you're crazy when
you try.
You
though, you've done. I'm really like from then.
Thank
from
you.
then until now, watching you grow has been incredible. Honestly.
Thank you.
Keep pushing.
Thank you. And I think the best thing is like I'm always putting it like even on social media.
Yeah.
And I think, and I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm a constant reminder to people who like left their dreams or didn't chase their dreams. Because I was always chasing it.
Right.
Even when it looks weird and people are wondering, what is it doing? Why is it doing this?
I have a question for you though.
Yeah.
What drives you? Like what drives you? I
think just the people that, like even when growing up, like just being young, I've always been that person who's looking at people on TV and just asking myself like, yo, somebody can get to that level. I would want a taste of that.
But did you see yourself doing this? Like, I know you do a lot of things though.
Yeah. Like, what's the question? Did I see myself doing what? Like podcasting and stuff?
Podcasting, like I think you're like a lot of social media, like that
No,
sort of space.
like if you've known me, I've always been doing that. Even before people were taking pictures in clubs, and events, I was always doing
like photography.
That was my thing.
Yes. Okay.
When people were talking about going viral, I was always doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, unfortunately, back then there was no compensation to what I was doing.
Yeah, you couldn't monetize.
You're
doing it free. The Lord's work.
I swear to God, there's no way to make money at all. But I also can't complain about that because that's what has given me like resilience. I was doing it even when I wasn't getting paid.
I like that.
So now once I start making money on the side, learning about so many other different things, now I'm good. Now like I'm literally like almost unstoppable because like there's nothing you can throw my way that I won't be able to sit back, calculate, and then
everything
like just
happens
maneuver.
for a reason.
There you go. So yeah, no, back to we were talking about like just outgrowing like, you know, environment, friends at times and all those things, and how it can be hard at times because like you've said, even for my case, I know people who like 10 years ago, the same thing. Yeah. And funny, even like when it comes to like, let's say, you know, like how, like, let's say in December, people would go down to the coast and stuff.
Days.
I love it. But
yes,
one thing I hated is like, people want to book the same house we booked last year.
That would do my head.
They want to do the same thing we did the other year again.
That would do my head.
New Year's Eve, the same thing again.
I love new experiences.
Eat like the same food. Yo, okay, and for guys, again, I'm just talking as a guy, and go with the same girls again. I'm like, Lord, there's no way. It's not, the same girls. Like, you know, literally, if you're not married, you're working out.
You should
like,
be switching the girl.
I swear, like, you know, I'm telling you, like 5 years
the
later.
Girls are fun.
You know, like, I'm just saying, like, situations that you know they're not even going anywhere because, like, eventually after 5-6 years, you see those people are not even together. Yeah. Because it wasn't going anywhere. Yeah. So I'm always that person who knows how to eject and refresh. Because like it's scary to have new experiences. Yeah. But they build you.
Amen. I'm so much of that.
Build you.
I'm so much of that. I do a lot of solo traveling and that's literally like my whole thing. Like every time I do a solo trip or even just any trip in general, there's always like a level of fear. But every time I come back like so
feel like you've achieved so much, right?
I'm like journaling. I'm like, this is the most amazing thing, and that just drives me to do it all over and over again because never stay comfortable.
I respect that. I respect that.
Like being uncomfortable is like, you know, stay there. Yeah. Do things that scare you.
And I think now the other thing that like even for you, that's disappointing. You wanna know what I'm disappointed about? Do you wanna take a guess?
I don't know.
Guess.
Don't be disappointed.
No. It will make sense. And then and then you'll just say like, okay, now I understand. It's because you started a YouTube channel. There you go. Now you see. There you go.
YouTube is hard, guys. Honestly, YouTube is hard.
No, but that's what I'm saying because I think and even think about it like the last time, like when you saw me, or even maybe how you've seen me like on social media and just changes here and there, progressing in different ways. But I can only imagine the magnitude that you have with the places that you go, the people you interact with. Yeah. And then networks, even just for your personal business and things that you're doing. I think it would go crazy. I don't think you understand what's YouTube. Hard about YouTube.
So short story. I loved YouTube because still love it, honestly. Yeah. I still watch my own YouTube videos for memories. And I love the fact that I can the fact that I've built something that I can go back and be like, oh my God, I remember that exact moment. Like, it's like, you know, it's so, like a vlog is so detailed. Yeah. Like from like a 5-second video that you do like on TikTok, for example. But I feel like it was taking so much time to edit and put stuff together for the results that I was getting. Like, you put in so much work, you're like, yeah, this one is it. And then like 5 likes. You've even sent it to your friends.
But you know, that's how it actually...
That used to hurt me, honestly.
I don't think my friends watch my podcast, even till today.
So I'm learning how to like...
Even my relatives. I don't think any of my relatives watches my podcast.
I think that's the best though, because then you find authentic people that find you.
You're building a whole new community. You have to understand that.
But I was young. Remember, I was 18. My feelings were hurt.
No. But here's the thing. Okay, I understand. But I think that's where, like, if you're able to just go across that hurdle. Yeah. Because imagine at 18 and right now, do you understand how big that channel would have been?
Yeah, honestly.
You understand how crazy.
But it's never too late.
It's never too late. But that's the thing. I think when you're younger, that's why I'm saying, like, even for my drive when I was younger. Yeah. Because even whether you pay me or not, I'm enjoying this. I'm going to sit back in the house. But, as you grow older, responsibilities are coming in.
Then that's what happened.
And there you go. And especially for someone who's growing really fast, you're thinking about, like, not just traveling, but you're thinking about like even like your life plan as well.
Right.
Like, my savings, investments, and all those other things. But when you're 18, who gives a fuck about anything? You tell me about investment, I'll be like, invest what?
Yeah, absolutely.
And plus, remember, a student you can do your McDonald's, you can do like whichever place you pick, like even if it's a clothing store, making extra cash, you can record, do that edit, and post the experience. Keep building a community. Build a community in the... You know what? Listen, I don't want to start get heated up thinking about like so many other reasons why you should be posting YouTube videos.
Why? Okay, so YouTube is your... You're not on YouTube, right?
I am.
Well, for the other
podcast.
Things, yeah.
For the podcast. But I am starting to do like vlogs that I can include in the podcast as well.
But you're mostly... Okay, what's your main... Like TikTok?
TikTok, Instagram.
Okay.
Facebook slowed down because,
Okay, so let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you get a lot more like interactions on TikTok, Instagram than like YouTube?
Yeah.
And you put a lot more work in YouTube? Exactly.
No, but I'll let you know something also as well.
Right.
YouTube and me just doing like the podcast. Because I remember like even just starting with the podcast and stuff. Because I used to interview people like in events and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So now, once I started like the YouTube thing, the same way you're saying, like you post the video, like, geez.
Yeah.
Who's watching? Like literally
I'm
nobody's...
the one view.
Like nobody's watching at all. But
you've like shared it on all platforms.
But you also have to understand, and even like when I started, like I took a few kind of breaks here and there because of getting discouraged or maybe running out of funds. Things are not working out, other commitments and stuff.
Right.
But YouTube and my podcast is what gave me my financial freedom. And I'm only at 5K subscribers. I'm not even at 20.
On YouTube?
Yeah, just nice. 5K. But, like all the other platforms, it could be 30K, it could be like 20 something.
But it's really about consistency.
Consistency, but the doors that content opens, completely different.
Yeah.
Forget the likes, because like you said, like somebody will give you like a like today, maybe next week they won't get maybe 20, 30. But do you imagine like somebody coming to see a vlog for like 50 minutes or 1 hour?
And watches the whole thing.
And my podcasts are crazy. I go up to 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm thinking like somebody's flying to a whole different country, landing. You're still watching. Listen, even if I get 50 views, 50 people who've sat down and watched my whole video, I'm okay with that. But I know I'm attracting specific people.
Right.
Yeah. And even like when I landed like my art cafe gig where I could like shoot like in any of them, I didn't even have like, I was starting literally, I pitched and I was just starting my podcast.
Oh, wow. I remember that. That was like the beginning.
Yeah. So you can only imagine I got that deal by just pitching like this idea, like, yo, give me your space, give me food, of course, give me a bit of money. And then I just shoot my content. And they said like, okay, so I'll give you X amount and then do whatever you want with any of our branches.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I was just like, listen, I don't even have, at that time, I didn't even have like 100 subs.
Yeah.
No, but I already got like, but it's because they had seen me posting like other things like on Instagram. I'm always consistent and everything. They're like, we know he'll just post on a regular, so we don't even care. You do your thing. And that's what I'm saying. It's not really about like, numbers is crazy if you start chasing numbers. But I also know people on TikTok who have like 1 million. And Kenya is crazy. There are people in Kenya who have crazy numbers, but they're flat broke.
Okay.
Yeah. Just in case you didn't know, like some of your favorite TikTokers with the craziest numbers from Kenya.
Is that because they don't, like, why do you think that is?
I mean, so, we're in Kenya, come on.
Okay, but is it like, okay, so obviously you can have the numbers, but I think like making actual money on like social media, like TikTok and stuff is not really where it's at. It's more like when you're doing like the brand endorsements or like things like that.
But even think about it. Like what brands in Kenya will pay you money to like, say like, I'm good, I'm saving for retirement.
Oh,
no.
Okay, I'm saving for retirement.
No, but in the countries that you visited, when people are doing social media, aren't they balling out?
Yeah.
Exactly. So numbers in Kenya don't really mean in that much. And that's why, like, for my case, I can say, like, I've had instances where, like, I've met people through the podcast.
Right.
They've invited me to different countries. And I was just shocked. But it's just because they saw how I was doing it. I had packaged what I was doing. They were like, okay, this is interesting. Right. Maybe we'll fly you out to this place, come experience something, just do the videos the same way you do.
Nice.
And I was just shocked. But that's what I'm saying, like, for your case, and remember, I'm a guy. Getting people's attention is very hard. I know I've seen you having fun in your Snapchat, Instagram. Do you know the kind of numbers you would pull? Hey, listen. You know that Meg the Stallion thing where she talks about like, I'm so sexy that all the tops that I wear are cropped. That's you. That's you.
I don't know, but you said something earlier about like commitments and stuff like that happen. Yeah. Like I'm in that stage where I'm trying to build a career, and I feel like that's kind of taken the front seat. But 2025, we'll see some things.
I think you should just exploit a bit, because I think you already do it on a regular. You always post anyway.
Yeah.
You always post doing all those things. Now, how about like shaping it into content that can turn into, and you already have crazy networks.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about you graduating. Let's move from YouTube a bit.
Okay.
So that's the disappointing part that I was talking about. Okay. I think I've explained enough, right?
Okay, I understand.
Because even for me, I think I would have been so happy to be able to see the content on YouTube. Like, okay, today, guys, this is what I'm doing, this and this and this.
I'm like in this country. This is how much it costs.
And then people saying like, she's Kenyan. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming soon, guys. Stay tuned.
Hopefully, just she lives up to that.
At least I know I have one view from you, right?
Oh no, I got you.
Okay,
got you. Subscription, pop, immediately. Okay, so now you're in Australia. How you did, like, I think after you're done with the masters and everything, is that when now you started exploring different countries?
No.
Oh, you had started earlier?
I started before.
When you're still in school?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did that come about? Was it like a school assignment? You're supposed to explore something different, or it's just?
I always knew I wanted to travel, and then we had like a flight center, like a travel, desk at school. So one day I just popped in. Like I used to walk past it all the time, and one day I just popped by, and I was like, I don't know where I want to go. What just talk to me about some different places. And they were like, you could go here, Oh, this all sounds so pricey. And they were like, Thailand. And I remember when they did the maths, like the flight, like I had no intention of going. I was just like, this sounds so great. Like, and you're not, like obliged to do anything. So they gave me the whole thing, and I looked at the price and I was like, I think I can do this.
Okay, it wasn't crazy?
It wasn't crazy. Thailand's really cheap.
Hold
on.
Thailand. And I know the flights from here are crazy, but from Australia to there?
They're still so cheap.
Like how cheap? Hey, listen, throw numbers when you're talking about
on
something.
On a good day?
Please throw the numbers.
There's a time we could literally go to Bali for lunch. Like $100, like on deals.
Wait,
like
$100?
Like
no, you're lying.
Perth. Yeah, my friend went to Perth, and I'm like literally
$100.
Yeah, like on deals. Like there's an airline called Jetstar, which is like the low cost airlines. They would have like deals every now and then. So
It's like spirit in the States or
yes.
what?
It's like the muchachos over the sky.
Yeah.
As long as we get there, hey, I'm definitely a spirit girly. I'm a Jetstar girl. Just get me there.
Listen, just think about it this way.
Right.
Have you seen how crazy the flights are in Kenya? Once you go to other countries and how people are easy. Like even when you're in Europe and you want to go to a different country.
Yeah, it's so accessible.
So cheap.
Right.
I've seen the flights to Tanzania here next door. Tanzania is like 60 or 70 G's on a flight. Yes.
Why?
Yes.
That's
Actually,
crazy.
going to TZ is probably the same price as going to Dubai. Yeah, I do not even understand what kind of relations are going on in between those two countries.
I honestly, like, when I think about it, we need to do something up. Like, something needs to be done about that because, like, imagine if we could travel more of Africa easily. Yeah. Like, the barrier of, like, flights was, like, we'd get to explore. I feel like Africa is so beautiful.
I think it's just recently when I think Ghana said we don't need a visa to go there. I don't know if it's something they've stamped official.
Yeah.
South Africa especially.
Have you been to South Africa?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Cape Town, Joburg.
I'm trying to go. That's definitely
Wait, you haven't?
I haven't traveled much of Africa. Africa is like the continent I haven't traveled the least, which is sad.
But I think you can. Like once, that's the thing now. You will. You see the way you're saying like there are some nice deals. Africa is expensive. It's fucking expensive.
When is there gonna be like a deal like $200 to Ghana?
No, imagine flights to Ghana. Probably they are 100 G's if I'm not wrong. It has to be between 70 to 100 G's if I'm not mistaken.
You really have to plan.
Last time I checked, it's like you look at it.
It's the same like if I go from the US to Ghana. Then
exactly.
Like I feel like
exactly. And I think a New York flight, maybe when it's cheap, you can get a 121.
Yeah.
So you tell me to go to Ghana? Hell no. I'll be like, deuces. Like, we're just entertained.
Let's go.
But I think there's also somebody who talked about it on the TED Talks where like a lot of African countries, they haven't made it easy for us to like just travel in between each other. And that's a very big, I think would have been more grown, more accepting of each other if that was the case.
Right.
Yeah.
I think so too. And like from a tourism perspective, like it kind of like breaks my heart that that's not as accessible because I feel like it'd be so nice. Like Namibia is top of my list as well. Like, but like the rural, like Africa is just amazing.
It's beautiful, very beautiful, but it's very expensive to travel around. It's crazy. You can't. Like you really do need millions if you're planning to like explore Africa properly.
Yeah.
But I also like recently, I think last year I did my first Euro trip and I was just like, I can't believe like once I get this visa, I didn't know that because you hear people talking about like Schengen visa. So I don't know. I'm just like, so you mean to tell me if I have this, I just go to this country? I just go. I just drive to that country. And I was like just so mind blown because
even like the trains are like so easy.
Easy.
So easy.
Flights were cheap.
Maybe one day Africa will get to that point.
No, our leaders. Like we have a long way to go, but hopefully like, because that I think that will really open up so many opportunities like
even business-wise.
Intermarriages probably.
Yeah.
So I mean okay, so now anyway, back to you starting to explore. You go to that desk.
So I go to the desk
they have
and
amazing.
I'm like, this looks like something I can afford. And here comes my first solo trip. I think it was a solo trip. Yes, it was a solo trip. And I think I went to like the islands. No. My first like trip outside, I think was I studied abroad. I remember, but I think I went
abroad.
To
are you talking about Europe?
No, so like from Australia, I went on an exchange program to Thailand.
I want to pretend I know what that means, but I don't want to mess it up when I'm explaining. Like I know, explain that to me, and people don't know.
Okay, so I'm in uni at the moment.
Yeah,
and it's like an exchange. So you go to a different uni in a different country. And like people could do that.
Which is like a branch to your uni or just
it's
even...
Like, so they have partnerships.
Okay.
So it's like, so I think that was when Thailand came up. And honestly, I really wanted Hawaii because I was like, that sounds just much better.
Yeah.
And Hawaii's was just not looking affordable like that, and I don't think they had availability. Like there was just so many issues. So they're like Thailand, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. Honestly, the best decision I ever made in my entire life.
Going to Thailand.
So literally lived there for about, let's say, like 6 to 8 months, and it was so cheap to travel. It was so cheap. Like food is so cheap.
I don't even have to cook, but then you can just buy.
You can eat out. I never cooked. I didn't even have a kitchen. Like it was like
and the meals are healthy and fresh.
Healthy. They're fresh. Thai people are amazing. We would go away on like the weekends. Like there was a lot of people doing the same program from like all over the world in the same uni. And we would like plan trips to like go to the islands. And when I tell you it'd be like $200, and then like we'd obviously stay at a hostel or something. And so beautiful. So I fell in love with Thailand, and then I went back solo a couple of times. And then I went back with my mom. Yeah. And then, so that was like basically, I think, what made me stop being so afraid of like traveling and stuff. But yeah, then I was really young as well. I think I was like 19, 20. Jeez. And
there's no way you can relate to any other age mate when you come in this country. It's hard. It's crazy. It's wild.
Yeah, I did. Most of my trips have been solo. Like most of my trips.
So you just get there and, you do your bookings online, or does the travel desk that you're talking about like help you with like the situation?
So for Thailand, like when I went to do the exchange, like definitely the school and stuff like that, because I had to do like enrollments. Yeah. I think another trip after that, I did want to use Flight Center because I just wasn't so confident in myself. Yeah. I also wanted to buy travel insurance through them. And then as soon as I got like the hang of it, I think like after 2 trips, I just go on my phone and I'll just look up flights. And
you just go.
I just booked that. The first thing is booking the flight. Just book the flight. Yeah. Book the flight if you can afford it. If it's a couple months down, then you have some time to save. So that's basically what I do.
And you kind of like commit because you've already booked the flight. You're like, I have to go.
Yeah, that reminds me, I need to start booking flights for 2025. But really?
Yes, like do you book a lot of flights in advance, or just like the ones that you
like? There's a destination.
Do you have like a wish list
to go to? Well, for this year, yes, there's a place I cannot wait to go to. So
which one? Or you don't want to mention it? You want to jinx it? I mean, you're gonna do it anyway, right?
I hope so. It's just been like so many setbacks to getting there. Like,
where? I think you've been so many. We'll talk about the other places that you've gone. But where is this place that you want to? Because if you say it on the podcast, you'll have committed.
Jamaica.
Oh, I think that's easy though, right? In fact, I'm disappointed that you missed the Vibes Cartel concert. Yeah, cause it's just like, I think, because were you in the States?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, because if you're in the States, I'm guessing going to Jamaica would have been.
It's not that expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
We got flights for like 300 to Montego Bay every now and then.
No. See, anytime I say disappointment, it's because it's those ones of like
is a valid reason, honestly, because I would be there right now, honestly. But I've done a lot of research on it. I was gonna go solo for my birthday last year. Yeah, and just speaking to a lot of people, like even like I'm in like different communities of like other female solo travelers. Okay. And I, ask questions like, what would you guys recommend? Like for Jamaica, tips, advice for solo traveling. And a lot of them are like, don't do it solo. And they did it solo. Yeah, like they're like, it's not that it's not safe, but the men are very aggressive. So it's like, So that's the only reason.
Aggressive but we know Jamaicans.
Oh my God, have you met Jamaicans? Those people, they do not play. They do not play. Like, so I don't want to take that loosely. Like usually I say like, if people don't want to come, like I'm still gonna go, and I never let anything stop me. But safety, that's the only place
safety first.
Oh, usually I don't think like that, but this one, because I've been warned so many times, I don't want it to be like, we told you so.
You ignore all the red flags,
it's
all
just
the
like
warnings.
Too many people. Like if it was like 1 or 2 people and then like 3 people were like, it's like great, like go.
That's
I
true.
just don't want to like, everyone's like big, but hopefully.
Makes sense. And I think also another thing, even when you're mentioning such things like solo trips. That's one of the other things that actually slows a lot of people down. Right. Because like, when even like now with the theme, like when the group chat actually makes it to the vacation.
Yeah.
Because people do plan a lot.
Oh my God, planning group trips.
And I hate that
last minute, they're like, we can't come.
Yeah, because I'm always like, don't plan with me. Just tell me when we're going because I'm going to show up. Okay. But that thing of like today we are talking, tomorrow, and then by the time we get through, after 2 or 3 months, yeah. Well, people start planning.
I don't need like 2 or 3. Okay, depending on where we're going. Yeah. But like, yeah, I like to like, because I do that on the side. Like that's like kind of like my side also. Like I plan trips. So I mean, sometimes it takes a while like to get things because if I'm going solo, I'll plan. Well, yeah, but that's you see because you know what you want to do, or like you can change your mind. Yeah. But with like a group, like what I find is like people have different interests and different things, so we have to kind of be like, can we do this? Should we go see the waterfalls on this day? I'm
allergic to heights. I don't like.
Yeah, group trips. So love them and like hate them.
Baby activities the whole trip, just like, for your safety.
For me as well, like I'm like a very balanced traveler. I like to like go out and like nature and like see stuff. I also like to rest, especially now like that I'm getting older and like working so much and stuff. I'm like, when I'm on vacation, I want to rest too. But
you do have a good time a lot.
I try to.
A lot? What? I'm telling you. When you scheduled the podcast, so I'm looking, it's New Year's Eve. And then I think the day after, or maybe is it the first or the second?
Yes.
And then in my mind, I'm remembering, like, I know Jamie said, like, we're supposed to shoot. So I check your snap. I'm like, isn't this girl just taking shots somewhere? She doesn't look like she's coming to Kenya anytime soon. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just chill. Let me just wait until she responds. And I really respect that a lot because like,
no, we were meant to do this last year, like, honestly, but...
No, like you really legit, like the date you said, even though I was checking.
It's on my calendar.
You're in a whole different country. So I'm like, there's no way and I don't want to be that person who's like you. No. We postponed the last year and then you've said...
I keep my word.
So I respect that a lot.
Thank you.
But that's what I'm saying, like you still have like energy to bounce up and down in different places. Yeah. Like for me, I know I still can't do it the same way I used to. Now it's kind of like, when I look at something, I'm like... Because even if I'm going somewhere in Nairobi, it's like, is there parking? No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Because the other time I was just like, I'm dropped off at the entrance. I'm like, yo, let's do this. Is my
car going to be safe?
Exactly. Is the car going to be safe? Are people fighting?
But I don't think you guys pay for parking as much here. Like, I feel like in the US, like, I do think about that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because I'm like that. Like, in the US, I'm like, pay for parking. Like, I live like 30 minutes away from Miami. Yeah. And I hate going to Miami. Like, is there going to be parking? Yeah. People just drive crazy. The roads, I'm just like, there's peace at home.
Yeah, true. Because in Kenya, if you give somebody like 100 shillings, which $1, $2, $3, they'll protect your car with their life. In their life, they're like, nobody's parking, nobody's coming close to you. They're good.
He's like,
like, go park that other side. You're good. I hear they're, I think, is it in Atlanta? I could see people paying like even $100 for parking if you want to be close to the club, if you're going in the club.
In New York, like for the hotel I stayed at before, they were charging $55 overnight parking.
55.
55.
Okay.
I was like...
That's outrageous. Even though, but,
So anyway, thank God you guys are not paying like crazy like that for parking. Yes.
True. No, I don't think we'll get there. We'll get there. It's a third world country. People have way too many problems. Way too many problems.
No, but I feel like this government's trying to charge for everything.
They will, and they're trying to. But unfortunately, the best thing about being in a country that's slow, if you're sharp, you will take advantage of all the system. Anywhere where the government is slow, I'm 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
So before they catch up,
before they even implement things.
Yeah. Like, in the States, like everything is taxed properly. Like in Kenya, you just wake up today, I'm broke. You sell apples or tomatoes just on the road and make your money. Where are you doing that in any other country?
Yeah.
I mean, the penalties are crazy if you're caught even as well. But okay, now let's talk about like some of the countries that you've visited, like on your list. Like how many countries do you think you've visited?
I visited 20 countries.
20.
it would be like 22 if some of the countries I went to were not owned by other countries.
Oh, yeah, because I've seen like some names that you've put, and it's those countries where you're not sure if it's a country or it's
they're
not.
Countries, but they're just owned by, like, they're almost like territories. So
like which ones?
So like, for example, the US Virgin Islands is like owned by the US.
Okay.
Aruba is owned by the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like
Aruba is owned by the Netherlands.
Yeah, they didn't even stamp my passport. So sad. I just got a new passport and I'm trying to get my stamps up. And
like you're just fast.
Yeah, all these places I visited this year, like no stamps. I got my passport stamped in Kenya. That's my first stamp from like literally so many trips.
Okay, so now when you're moving around, bouncing in all these different places, how's the visa situation? Like, what kind of paperwork do you need to go and enter different countries the way you want? Because I'm seeing you like in very many different places.
So I have a US passport.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Hold on. How?
I was born in the US.
You were born in the States?
Yeah, I was born in the States.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I mean that's definitely helped.
Hey.
Honestly,
no wonder we can't all just say like I want to leave this country.
Honestly, like,
you were born in the States?
I was born in the States. There's a lot of places.
So your paperwork is born in the States. That's crazy. That's good.
It definitely has helped. I'm not gonna lie.
Big advantage.
It does. I literally am grateful for it. Yeah. America, don't know if I like that place.
Because any other Kenyan can move around like that, right?
But I feel like Kenyans kind of go like, oh yeah, I can't because I can't get a visa. But like honestly, a lot of places do give Kenyans visa on arrival. Like there's a whole long list of amazing places.
Listen, we're talking about the States first of all.
Oh, like.
Because we have to do like the proper states tour. You do your New York, Miami, of course. Where
honestly, I feel like America is overrated. I didn't even want to go to America. Like,
what?
Yes. I like Australia.
This is blasphemy going on in this podcast, by the way.
America is overrated. Anyone in America can tell you that.
Why?
I feel it's just hard. All we do is work.
Okay, yeah, that part for sure. That part's for sure.
And okay, this is my personal experience.
Are you stationed now in the States?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Correct. No. So I moved from, just like a little bit of a background, I moved from Australia to the States about a year ago. And I found it really hard to adjust. Like America, this is my version of like settling in, but it kind of punishes you for like not being from there, quote unquote. Yeah. Like, you want to get a car? Okay, we're going to charge you triple because you don't have a driving history in America. Yeah, your insurance? Okay, yeah, we don't know anything, so triple the price. Getting an apartment, you need like credit. Like
you need a credit score, right?
I didn't even have a credit card in Australia. We didn't even here. I don't know if people use credit cards as much here. Exactly.
No, banks are trying to push that, but even for me, I'm like, we don't need credit score we don't need that to get an apartment, to buy a car.
You just like, even in Australia, you just go, this is the deposit or this is the terms, sign the lease, and have a good day. Here it's like they have to run. So I didn't have like credit or anything. So I really struggled. So that kind of frustrated me in the beginning. Like my first year was really tough. Like I was like battling mentally. But yeah, so, and then like taxes, like I don't know.
Oh yeah, taxes are crazy. Wait, where do you stay?
I live in Florida, so at least we don't have state tax, but still.
Oh, okay. But what's the percentage?
Of like,
or is it income tax or something? Is it 20?
Federal
30?
Tax.
I know there's a place where it's close to 50. Is that in LA or?
Yeah, like LA is tax.
I hear it's crazy.
Like California.
Yeah, I hear that.
Pray for people in California.
I hear that taxes just like it's slashed to half. Like
I actually almost moved to California, and then that was a reason why I didn't, because they also have state tax as well. Like it's like you earn like X amount, and then here you go.
The deductions. Once the deductions are done, it's
bad.
And now that's what I'm saying. Kenya, as much as we complain, I'm always telling people, but still ask people about the people who live in other countries and stuff. And even if we go to like, I'm always big on money, on finance, just checking and researching. When they say like your average American doesn't have like $1,000 in their account in case of an emergency.
Correct.
Not that they don't make that money, but the expenses, renting an apartment, your monthly medical, I'm guessing, or is it insurance? car payments maybe monthly. All those other things like you have to pay utilities monthly. Groceries.
Gas.
All those things.
Are we talking bills? So you're reminding me of my bills.
I'm just saying, if you put them all together, yes, somebody's making money, but the deductions are so crazy that it's even hard to escape like that cycle.
So a lot of like people live paycheck to paycheck. Exactly. So that's the thing, like when like let's even say Kenyans or anyone like says like, oh yeah, America, you know, like this great land of you know, and like the reality is really not like that, and a lot of people are not that happy. So Australia is the dream though.
Really,
I think Australia is amazing personally.
Okay, even though you've said like, you know, no credit systems or trying to tie people into
and
loans.
People just seem happier. Like,
and think about the States. Still have student loans that are being deducted in your
and they have guns too.
Wait, what?
America has guns too.
Oh yeah.
That's like the.
So now that's a whole other.
That's like a whole other. Like you just have to worry about that on top of your bills.
Actually, that's crazy. That's the craziest. But okay, if you put it that way. But I'm thinking what I'm talking about, like in the States, I think is if you've already established yourself, let's say financially,
right,
and you can be able to visit when you want to, whether it's summer. Hop in, explore a few places. Yeah. There's not seminar, what do they call them? They're like, you know, all these other gadget releases when they have like those two things, expos or something. Like that, yeah, you can actually go for those things, have that experience and actually just come back to your country. Yeah. But I've always told people like the ultimate goal for me would be like just being in a nice financial position where I can go travel to these places and come back to the country that I love. Yeah. The weather is nice. Our food is so nice. What about food?
Beautiful. The food. I've had no much of it. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say like, have I had no much of it? That's usually the first thing I do.
Oh, really?
Like I was thinking about that.
Didn't you post that yesterday?
No.
Wait, what were you eating yesterday? I think I saw like just a nice spread of meat. It wasn't Nyam Chom?
It wasn't me.
It was you.
It was definitely me.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with so it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
But yeah, like I think that's like my ideal as well. Like my goal is to like probably be in a financial position where I can like come for something like you know, in and out. Like I would like to invest in both, to be honest. Yeah. But like there's nowhere like Kenya. Like people, I mean I say that it feels like from a point of privilege where I've like actually gotten to experience something else.
But we can't take that for granted because you're not the first person who said that.
Yeah, but I just feel like people undermine Kenya. Like we don't value
I love Kenya. I love Kenya.
Thank you. I
love Kenya.
Because it breaks down people are like, I just want to go. I'm like,
let me ask you something also. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay.
Like in the States, you see like how in Kenya, like even for me, I can just be like, yo, do you want to hang out? Do you want to record a podcast? Can you do that in the States?
No, like people are just different. Like when I moved to the States, first of all, everyone's working. Because
we're getting paid per hour. Yeah. I'd be like, yo,
everyone's
come waste
shift.
2
and everyone
3 hours.
Do night shift, morning shift, weekend shift, Yeah. So even building like friendships, again, where I struggled a lot when I first moved there was making friends. And making friends as an adult is like so different. Like I was like, where do I even meet people? I was like, okay, let me go do my hobbies or like my things that I like. And I like to play tennis. I got to the tennis court and everyone's like 60 plus. So I was like, okay, Sharon and I will go for brunch tomorrow.
Lord.
And like at work, like people kind of like, well, this is my experience in the beginning. Like a lot of people from like work are kind of just like, it stays at work. Like we work together. We might be best of friends at work at 6 o'clock. Goodbye. Like I go back to my own life. And honestly, I thought Black Americans would be like more friendlier. I feel like no,
they're not.
Because in Australia, there's not a lot as many Black people. So I was like, at least I'll go to the States. There'll be like more Black people, so we'll stick together. You know,
they're not.
They're not.
I had a Black American lady on the podcast. Right. And we were arguing with her about that because she was saying like we're not receptive to. I'm just like, you guys just don't like us. Yeah, you just don't like us for no reason. For no reason. Like we just exist, but you just don't like us.
They don't.
Yeah. So
that was also very heartbreaking for me.
Yeah, because we look alike. You know, we look alike.
So I found like other, like let's say like Haitians, Jamaicans, like other, were more like friendly.
Yeah.
African Americans, because I feel like they don't have, okay, I feel like places like, let's say like Haitians, they have that same sense of community. Like they all like, you know, you're chilling with your cousins. Like we have similar sort of upbringings in sense of community. So they can easily like take
they are
you
more
in.
open. They're more open to like
they'll be like,
you're new,
come chill with us. But it's like they're like, I don't know.
Yeah. I think maybe it's PTSD from just the whole black and white thing that they went through. And it's not in a bad way, but if you think about it, they're not as friendly, not unless somebody's gaining something from you, right? Then you can talk. But it's just not hanging out or chilling with you for no reason. Weird. But us, we do it all the time.
We do it all the time. Like
all the time.
How many times have you even like gone to a place with like your friend or something, and then you meet that friend, and then you and that friend end up being better friends than the actual.
Just by just chilling, you're like, oh, by the way, I didn't even know you're a cool person. Let's.
Yeah, and then
easy.
It's so easy, and then like, and I love that. So there's that beauty of also like what I love about being home is just that you can feel that.
Literally, you can go anywhere, and by the time you're leaving, you could have a new friend.
Yeah.
That's just the best thing like about, and I think I've tried telling people, because you see like even maybe when at times you go to coast and you know you have like this coast people who treat white people better than you and stuff, you know the usual, and then I'm always trying to explain to people, it's like, you know, it's all good, but I understand it's because you haven't left this country. The moment you leave this country and come back, you will love your people. Because you will be reminded that you're not. And you know how they treat you when you're over there. Like, it will be like, why are you even doing this when they get treated so nicely when they're here? Like, you know, we basically worship them. Yeah. And when we go there, we're like down there. It's kind of like you have to respect yourself at some point. Like, especially for somebody who does tourism. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's things that you're studying, and then now you see like cultural aspect, economical aspects, and how they affect how people like think. Right. And because it's so weird. Right. I think because there's a time I was going to, I was seeing this white girl and we went somewhere. You know, I'm handling the things. You know, I'm taking care of everything. Right. Because that's what Kenyans do, right? I don't know about 50-50 in Europe is very common, but in Kenya, I'm just doing everything.
I bet you they gave her the bill.
Yeah. No, not even that. So she goes to the washroom, and then the waiter is like, so, where did you get the white car? Is she like a purchase? Is it like a handbag? I'm like, we just met online or something, and you know, I didn't want to explain like about my content and stuff. So he goes like, oh, so she's just paying for vacation and everything for you, and I just looked at him. I was like, oh. So all these motherfuckers are looking at me here.
That's what they're thinking. But that's so, like,
I'm here because she's paying for everything. Right. I'm paying for everything. And he's like, yo, so can you hook me up? Maybe I can get...
It's like a business deal.
Yo.
It's like, I'm trying to get your package. Yeah, paid for holidays.
And even if you think about it, it's not in a bad way. Like even when you see, like when you meet, like even if it's girls from like Europe and stuff, they don't spend much money. Right. They're always on a budget like crazy.
Like backpacking.
Yes. They're always like on a budget and everything.
So even like, so I don't know why the same thing exists, because these guys will probably be like, let's say we both go to coast, right? And they're probably more on a budget than we. Right.
Like, have you seen how we spend when we go somewhere to have a good time? We're buying a bottle.
Yeah.
They don't do that. No.
They buy like one beer.
I'll dance with it, you know. If necessary, I can take another one, but I'm not. Yeah. They do not overspend on anything.
Us we buy like 5 booties.
Yeah. Because us, we just, you know, we're there. It's like, okay, how many are we in? And you know, like even how Kenyans are. You always have that one friend. Me, I don't do that by the... At times I do, but not all that. Okay, I don't do it anymore. Back 2025, I can't do that. It's like, okay, so we're how many? Okay, shots for everyone. Boti is how much? Yeah. So, you know, Kenyans were so used to, but I stopped that YOLO thing. It's just not the best financial thing. No, that's like, okay, bring me the bill, I'll pay for everyone.
Growth.
Yeah,
growth in 2025.
So exactly. I mean, I look at finances differently, and I think that's why I've been able to position myself in a different place.
Amen.
But when I make extra cash and you do want to go and have fun, I can do that with like friends. But if you notice anywhere where you go and see a white crowd, tell me where you'll see a boti or where you'll see sparkles coming like this. Never. That's never gonna happen. But
maybe they're making better financial choices.
No, true. But if you think about it, financially, if you pick like any of or your average white person, they'd have something in their savings. They're planning for their future.
Yeah.
They're planning for their travel. You also have to understand, like, you're balling out. Because I know people have balled out in Kenya.
Yeah.
We're talking about millions and they've never left the country.
Right.
No. But we're talking about somebody who's saved, they've still left something in their account and they're still in a foreign country.
Yeah.
So they maneuver just the way they're supposed to. Plus, they know they have the white privilege. People already think I have money. So why do I need to prove it?
I guess so.
Yeah. So for them, they're just like.
I also say this because, like, people, like, you pay for what you value. Like, let's say on holiday, right? I'll maybe not spend as much on a night out. Generally, like, the truth. And I'll pay for like an experience. Like, I'm like, okay, I want to go ATVing or I want to go skydiving or something like that. So it's like where, you put your money where you value, like the things that you value.
True. But then again, remember, the best and the only entertainment, the biggest percentage of Kenyans, the one thing that they only know or identify as fun is sherehe. So a lot of your average people don't even want to go to like Masai Mara and all those other things. Those are things that I genuinely enjoy doing. Yeah. Carry my camera, go and explore. Your friends be like, so you just angalia to animals, you watch animals, take pictures. Day. They're like, I can't spend much money on that. But I'm like,
priorities, like people.
But that's what I'm saying again. So you also have to
identify. But they would rather go out and like.
What? And spend money on drinks. And even at the end of the night, I think I remember there's a time I used to ask people like, are you seeing how much this costs, by the way? Can't we just do something different? Because it's easy if you're a group and trying to pay for something.
Yeah.
No,
like
it's
you
easy.
Split it by.
Yeah, you can split it. But as an individual, now I have to come up with the whole amount so that I can just do it solo. But it's because other people are not open-minded to try something different.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah.
It's kind of tricky. Okay, so now back to life in the States and just maneuvering, settling in. And then now when you're there, are you doing a regular job? Is there a job that you're doing there?
Yeah.
Why are you making that sad face?
I'm on holiday. Don't remind me of slavery. The cotton fields. Okay, no, I'm kidding. I love what I do. I really do. I work in tourism. And I work a regular 9 to 6.
So what does the job entail in what you do? Like when you're there? Because Americans don't travel.
So my job isn't travel. Like, so I work in luxury yachting, basically. So like I work for a luxury super yacht company.
Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. Ooh. Okay. Go on. Let that sink in first of all. Okay, let's go.
And I work basically in the hotel department. So basically the cruise, like let's say like the yachts, the cruise will start like let's say tomorrow. And we usually recommend our guests to come like a day or two before. So I work like with the hotels to get them like a night before. Okay. So like I work in a lot of like contracts and stuff like that with the hotels, allocating rooms, doing the transfers. A lot of our guests do arrive by private jets. So like if they need like pickup service, all of that, like just basically everything pre and post before they get on the yacht.
That's good. So I'm guessing anyone who's family or related to you, they make that call. You're the best plug to give them the best experience for anything, because you can break it down for them. Okay, if you spend this much, you can get this. For this experience, you can get this. Because trust me, then again, think about it. Even for somebody who travels solo, if you do not have information about expenses that you're about to face when traveling,
but the hotels I deal with, I can't afford them. Straight up.
Oh, they're crazy?
Yeah, like the highest.
No, but once you say mega yachts, we already know what you're talking about. Listen. But is it a good place to network?
Yeah.
And expand like just your...
Yeah, there's a lot of growth opportunities. It's a great place for me to be like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how that kind of pivot out. I don't know like what the plan is like very, very long term.
Yeah.
But all I know is like I want to like make some money and try and come back home, like what we were talking about, like the whole. So that's sort of like my vision with that.
But that's why I'm saying like, you see, with such opportunities, and even just, I don't know how I can convince you to just tap into your content.
I don't need convincing. 2025, I promise you. Hold me accountable.
You have a great personality.
Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
And like, you know, you already know your way around so many of these places. You understand the information that you have, and what you're doing is not for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Because like locally, if I need you see, like now if I go on Instagram, there's so many other safari things that I can do in Kenya. You can go to bonfire, on spot on, any vacations and stuff. Yeah. But the information that you have,
it's
not everybody who has it.
Right.
Plus you have a background in Kenya, States, Australia, where else? Like all these places.
Yeah.
That information, don't think that if you start a channel, you might not be able to put down a link there that if people are booking through it, you're making a commission directly. Automated just because they saw your content. All those things are possible through content.
Right.
And even like, who knows, like just your own company where people are just...
Yeah.
And you know the tax situation in Kenya. Can't compare that to
Facts.
Uncle Sam in the States. It's crazy. So you can
but I heard you guys are also starting to get taxed.
No, but our tax can never get to the level where in the States, if you're doing business, and you know what happens in the States, if you don't pay your tax, they're throwing you in jail. In Kenya, you can negotiate. It's like, okay,
it's like a suggestion.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't know about this. Okay, so how can we go? And it's crazy because KRA does that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, sir, you haven't paid this. So how do we go about it? Like, they legit sit you down and it's like, okay, how are you planning?
It's a discussion now.
Yeah, how are you planning to nini this? Okay, if you don't have this, how much can you pay?
Right.
And then maybe we can figure something out.
Right.
Because even like the big companies like Safaricom, there's some companies that actually negotiate a specific package of what they can pay, and then they just pay that annually before, and then it's gonna be changed maybe like a listing.
Yeah, it's like negotiating.
Yeah, but there you're not doing that. You're not doing that in the state. Who even
100%.
Especially now that Trump is in office. There's not a lot of bullshit that's gonna slide, by the way. Okay, so now just still on the same way you've talked about like working and coming back home. Now this is very important as well because I always touch on it on my podcast. And I think where you are like right now in life, it's because you've already like enjoyed like, you know, I can't say the reckless years of your life, but you know, there's a time where you don't really care about so much about
no responsibility.
Exactly. But, you know, as you grow older, even like, let's say when you're looking as like, let's say your mom, you want her to be in a place where if she's older, you want to be there for her.
Yeah.
By any means or anything she wants, you want to be able to handle that. Because we all know as we grow older, that's just something that's inevitable.
Yeah, they teach you that in school, like how to process your parents getting older.
Because you see it. And it's crazy because you remember when you're young and, you know, parents, they could even chase you by the way you do something not and you're running away. But now you see the change. You start seeing them change slightly. Yeah. They're aging slightly. Because even now my mom, I have to force her like, you need to, you know, you're supposed to eat a balanced diet. Yeah. You know, you're supposed to exercise. Did you exercise? Yeah. I'm like, God, you're supposed to do.
Come take you for a
walk. All those things. Like even in COVID, she went through something and she had to go like to hospital and stuff. But I had to push her because I remember I used to go to hospital like every single day, like for like maybe 45, 60 days. But I remember it got to a point I was like, now I'm being like the parent. Because I can see, because
it changes.
Yeah, and I'm the one who's trying to motivate her, like, just don't worry, you'll be strong, just make sure you eat and stuff. And then you look back at it and they're like, at least I'm happy I can be able to be there for her. Yeah. And especially in considering like now I'm freelance, when everybody else is working, they have commitments and stuff. Me, I'd just be like, okay, so I have to come to hospital, even if I'm not seeing you, because I can't see you because of the restrictions and stuff. I'll be outside. I'll just talk to you, and then you let me know if like you need anything. Bring your newspaper, magazine.
My mom loves the newspaper as well.
Exactly. So all those little things,
Yeah.
if you're able to do for them, you understand how important it is. But for you to be able to do those things for them, you also have to work really hard when you can, so that when that time comes, you can be there for them.
Yeah, it's kind of tough for me as well, like living abroad. Like my mom's getting older.
Yeah.
She's like, actually, shout out to my mom. Her birthday's tomorrow. That's actually another reason why I'm here. Yeah, I try.
Because you didn't want to miss her.
I'm trying not to miss.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm an Aquarius too.
Oh, okay. When's your birthday?
30th January.
Oh, okay.
End of the month. So when you say January or just towards the end of that, I know like that's an Aquarius. But I don't believe in those stars and everything. I'm just like, I know my star. I know my star.
Okay, you know yours. Yeah.
So when you said she's January, and then I'm like, okay, so that's birthday month as well.
Yeah, so I try and come back every like for her birthday. I'm trying not to miss birthdays now. Because she's like you like see them get older, and literally it's the most heartbreaking thing.
And you value those things way much more now. You understand?
I'm still processing. Like I literally saw her and I was like, I didn't live that wrinkled era.
Yeah.
I didn't live that like.
And it's crazy because even the shift you can see like within a year.
Oh my God, I feel now like I'm running out of time.
Yeah, and even when you're doing things now, you're taking them more seriously.
I feel guilty for even not living in Kenya to like take care of her, like in the sense that you were saying, like there's a feeling some point, but then you just think like she like wants me to go and work hard and like build my career. But like some days I sit in my house like in years, I'm like, what am I doing here? Like I'm like, I should be spending time with her. Like you never know.
But you'll figure it out like even soon enough. Yeah. And I think that's like the best thing you can do is like just being able to. And the craziest thing, like you can spend at times like, trips and do all those other random things, spend money on things and experiences. But do you know, like when just seeing your mom or your parent and giving them like a gift. Yeah. Like, listen, even at times my mom just reminds me how I should pick friends, people I meet and everything, because I would get her something and she would thank me after I've given her. Yeah. In the conversation when I'm eating food, she's like, hey, Aki, thanks Sana for me. Yeah. When I come back to my place, she's still thanking me of the same thing.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh,
when I spent money on somebody or somewhere, they're not even talking to me right now. So now all those things, and I think experiencing such
just
things.
Like I'll just keep buying my everyone else.
Nowadays, I'm always like, okay, if I was thinking of doing this, let me do something for my mom by the way. It's like, okay, what's your shoe size? Yeah. Now I'm trying to get her some shoes and stuff. It's like, spoil her with just like some of the littlest things so that I just understand the importance of like even just family, the people who are there for you and love you unconditionally.
Day one.
Not because you can do something for them.
That's the other thing though. It's like, like for my mom personally, it's like she doesn't ask for much. She doesn't need it.
Nothing.
Like, so it's so hard. Like when I was coming, I was like, okay, I need to get her something. I'm like, I can't even think. Like she's so simple.
You'll get
so
her
humble,
key holder, she'll be happy.
I know, but then
she'll be happy. But you'll feel guilty because you want to do more.
Like, I'm spent on myself. Like, let's say. So it's like that's my constant struggle of like picking out birthday gifts for her.
It's very hard because if you think about it, you can't get your mom you can't get her heels because now you're thinking she's like, if I get her heels, what if they hurt her? Now it's my fault. It's my fault. So I have to get her nice shoes, but they have to be comfortable. It's like, okay, what else can I do? It's like, is there something that's needed in the house? I think perfumes have overdone perfumes. Yeah.
I feel like perfumes is just like the gift is just like, okay, here you go. Like.
And then maybe even if you get them like many perfumes, they're not going as many places as they used to. So if even
not going perfume, to like work
are
anymore,
they just pulling the perfume and just chilling in the house? So it's very, very tricky. It's very tricky actually to reward them. But I think your presence is always good. And for 100%. Them knowing,
spending time,
to see you,
quality time,
like you've grown and you're doing things for yourself. Yeah. I think that's like one of the biggest things you can do like for your parents. Just don't fail. Yeah. Like if they put in like they covered your face, they tried to take care of you the best way possible. So grateful. Just the best you can do is like just live up to your like best. Your best potential by then. You think so, right? Okay, now another thing, like that was like a small detour. But Now, speaking about like things like investments, because like I watch and post finance videos almost every single day.
Yes.
But it's because like I've just realized like, once you figure out like how you can make money, invest in the right places, whether it's digital assets so that you can maneuver on phone. Like where is your headspace when it comes to like investing?
So right now it's a lot of just like auto investing. So I'm doing like EFT, and then like stocks as well.
Oh, okay.
When the elections, that was really a nice day to buy stocks. But
what
goes up must come down.
Yeah.
Tesla was like really good. Anyway,
when they first just announced like Trump has won, everything just like
it was really great. But where I want to be is more real estate investing. So I want to do, there's I'm also learning about it. So there's also like like apps or different platforms that you can use to like invest in like real estate, like different.
Are we talking about Kenya or outside Kenya?
Outside.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to learn. So
okay.
But yes, and then so there's that, and then like
because real estate is big in the.
But then real estate.
In the States?
There I can't afford fast.
No. But I'm saying it's.
But then now I'd come and.
No, think about it this way. Look at the place where you work. Right. We still don't forget about the network we're talking about.
Right.
The network that we're talking about, like you've said, it's exclusively wealthy people. You just never know. You just never know.
Find like a rich
it only takes one handshake like this, like, I didn't know you can do this. Exactly. I'm kidding. But even just networking, I'm just saying, like, somebody figures out, like, you can actually do this.
Yeah.
Well, can you do this on the side for us? Maybe even if it's like, because I think people are more open to it's not the, I don't want to say the hourly thing. You can do even something on the side. What do you call it? Like a part-time gig that they give you. And then they're like, you can just show up maybe on weekends and do this and this for us because we know you're good at research, breaking down everything for them. They're like, how about you do this for our department?
Right.
Like, trust me, things can, like the only thing I can tell people is like, you can't ignore your network. Yes. And number two, I think just with the internet, it has expanded like so much that we can do. So much. Like for my case, I can just say, honestly, pay attention to the internet. Once you have a certain network and learn a lot of other things, and let's say you're in a country like Kenya and you're making money in dollars, it slaps different. It slaps different because like even
the cost of living.
Even if you want to tax whatever you want, I'll still be okay. Compared to like, maybe a situation in Kenya and you're making your money this way and maybe it's already not enough. So it's even hard to save for like, even if it's retirement. For your case, you have like, if you have like your US passport, so I'm guessing you can do business in the States. You can do business in Kenya. You know how wild that is? Oh Lord.
I feel like by the next time, like if I'm back on this podcast, you'll be like, so what happened? What have you done? And you'll be like, that would be the next disappointment.
No. But I think you're ready because like I've seen you started way too early. Yeah. And it's crazy because you'll see like even on my podcast when I have like maybe 19-year-olds, 20, 21-year-olds, and I'm trying to tell them like, yo, listen, you can actually, because you're young, you can do this and this. And they just don't understand what I'm saying, but I'm like, yo, trust me. You do it now for 5 years later, you'll be
so much better.
You're good.
Just start like early. Yeah.
If early.
But that's like one thing I wonder, like, like our parents didn't know that, or why didn't they tell us that?
No, they didn't, because they grew up in a different